What is information technology? And for those of you that you will be like, oh, the session is recorded, yes. The reason is so that you can have a recording of the session. So I think in a very short period of time, I'll share a form with you where you input your email so I can have the recording sent over to yourself. What is information technology? Let me teach you first, and then we come back to whatever it is that is the reason why we are carrying out this tester session. When you hear the word information technology, what does it sound? Maybe I should bring it home. Anybody on the call, let's make it interactive. What is your understanding of information technology? Anybody wants to go for it? I like an interactive class. So let's go. Information technology. When you hear the word IT, what comes to your mind? Nobody? Of course, if nobody is ready to answer the question, I can always call. I have the power, because people have given me the power, isn't it? I have the power to call on you to attempt answering the question. Tessie, go for it. What do you understand by IT?
I'll say information technology has to do with things like computer systems, apps that we use on our phones.
Okay.
Like data analysis, programming, and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's what information technology is basically, not in broad terms.
Yeah, but of course, these are some components of information technology. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can take that from you. So let's go. Let's go. So I'm sure ABC Consult participants, you want to go and tell your friends that it's a different way, isn't it? For those of them that are not here, you want to go and tell them to, because about 95% of them are not even on the call today because they know it's a tester session. So excuse me. Let's go for it. Any other person? Information technology. Okay, I've got two Ben on the call. Benjamin Peter, do you want to go for it? What is your understanding of information technology? Your own understanding. It doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm sure this is a word that we hear every now and then, isn't it? IT. So what is your own knowledge of IT? Let's go for it.
Yeah, so thank you. Information technology, from my own perspective and understanding, has to do with combination of technological knowledge, software, hardware, putting together to ensure that information sync and align in order to be able to develop, implement a technological solution that will solve a problem that will also eliminate manual touches.
That definition is from Cambridge, if you ask me. Technology. Thank you very much, Benjamin. That's a fantastic definition. Joyce, go for it. Information technology.
Yeah, so for me, it's about using things like computer, software, and networks just to handle and manage information. So, for example, Ben, as we're talking now, you're using your technology to impact knowledge on all of us. So this is a form of information technology in my own way.
Thank you very much, Joyce. Fantastic contribution. Fantastic contribution. See, let me remind you, you can share the link with friends if you want. I'm still going to admit them on the call. So please go ahead and share if you want. Information technology. Let me call on somebody to read. I think there's a friend on the call that is a project manager. So let me hear from him. If I'm not mistaken, that is Olusheyi. Olusheyi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's go for it. Can you read what we have on the screen, please?
Okay, information technology is the use of computers and other electronic devices to store, process, and share information.
Can we stop there? Thank you very much. Let's stop there, because that's a full stop. Let's stop there. And I'll call on you later. Oh, or Sheyi, do you want to say something about what you have just read?
Yes, I can share more light on that. So just from what I've read here, So information technology has to do with
Sorry,
hello,
sorry.
can you hear me?
Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, go for it. Continue.
Yeah. So I said information technology has to do with the utilization of technology resources. Yes, I'll put that. Technology resources can be, an example can be computer, right? Or other electronic devices, right? To store, process, and to share information. So storing so it involves various activities, which means you can use this to store, right? You can use IT resources or equipment to process, right, and to share information. So the whole idea of IT is, utilizing or using various equipments or devices for the purpose of storage, processes, and sharing of information. And the information, what is it used for? In businesses, information are used to plan, to make insightful decisions for every business. So I think that's all I can say based on what I've read. Thank you.
All right, that's a brilliant one. Thank you very much, Sheyi. Benjamin, you want to say something? Go for it quickly.
Yes. So as much as I love the definition by ABC Consult, but I want to I can be quoted wrong anyway. Before a data is stored, it's imputed, it's collected and imputed, and then it's stored, processed, and shared. So I feel that in that sequence, maybe there should be collection, impute, and store added to that definition, even though, yeah, it's robust enough. Thank you.
All right, that's a wonderful contribution. You see, knowledge is in phases, and I'll just say that quickly. And that is where you will discover that when you go to school, you cannot compare what you are being taught as a master student to what a child that has just started nursery is being taught in school. Whatever it is that you have added, Benjamin, is the definition of data. And I'm not even going into that topic yet. I'm not discussing data now. What I'm trying to explain is information technology, but that is not taking any point away from the fact that what you have said is absolutely correct. And when we come to the level where we are discussing data, you will have a whole lot of understanding, when it comes to what you have said, because of course, what you have simply said is embedded in the word ETL, extract, transform, and load. And whatever it is that you have said is embedded in that particular definition, but that's not where we are going now. We're starting from a very simple phase, and of course, we'll get to that phase where you are also at. Do you get my point? So I'll just continue quickly because of our time. Now, when we talk about information technology, just like Sheyi said, just like Ben has contributed, wonderful contribution. It is the use of computers, other electronic devices to a large extent. These computers, these electronic devices can now be used to do the following things. Of course, you can do more with it, but for the sake of definition, with the computer, you can store information. With the computer, you can process information. With the computer, you can share information. That is what information technology is all about. That is the use of computers, the use of electronic device that can help carry out that activity. What activity? The activity that has got to do with storage, process, and share information. Now, when we talk about process has got to do with an internal operation. Process in itself means operation. So it can either be internal and it can be external. So maybe if you're writing, you can take note of that. So when we talk about IT, information technology, it is the use of computer to store. It is the use of computer to carry out internal operation. Do you have a small business now? How do you deliver your service to your customer? An organization, how do they deliver their product or deliver service to their customer? There are internal operations that are being carried out. I think my wife did something this week. I just saw somebody knock on my door and I saw some packages. I'm like, where did this come from? She said, oh, Temu is doing something. They are paying this one and they are getting some items for free. I'm like, really? You didn't tell me now. Let's also do that. Now, what am I trying to say? For Temu, as an organization now, e-commerce organization, to deliver that product to my doorstep, there are some internal operations that are involved. Now, we are saying that we can use computers or electronic devices to carry out those activities, as well as we can use computer to share information. I'll give you a very good example. I think I pick up a job with bank, and I give this example because it resonates, and of course it helps to broaden people's knowledge. I pick up a job with a bank, I think about 2-3 years ago. I think 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And the whole project was around reducing paper communication. That is what the whole project is all about. The bank wants to reduce the paper communication. So what do we mean by that? I'm sure, although I tend to reduce my paper communication to a large extent, I don't want paper to be delivered in my post. No, send me via email. I will read it easily. Papers is too much. Now, what am I trying to say? The bank discovered that they are spending nothing less than 10 to 15 million pounds to send this paper to customer. Share information is what I'm trying to explain now. And what do they send? Probably they are sending out information to you in respect to your maybe bank statement, or maybe a payment has been missed. In order for them to pass that information across to yourself, they are sending it via paper. Now the bank is now looking at it that no, people have, to a large extent, people have gone digital. This is a project that is now up to three years, if I'm not mistaken. Why can't we encourage our customer to receive this information digitally? That doesn't mean that we are going to scrap the paper communication that we are sending out to customer, because we can have some customer that still want to receive paper communication, but we can go digital. And instead of sending this paper to customer doorpost, they can receive the letter on their mobile device. The use of computers, other electronic devices to store, to process, to share information. It's about using technology. When we say technology now, it's about using these computers and other electronic devices to undo tasks. That's brilliant. Because when we talk about internal operation, you have people working for you. Probably you have the clerk, you have the accountant. The question is, what are they doing? Probably the clerk receives the order. That is the task of the clerk. So we can use computer, to carry out handling of this task. So instead of a customer coming to your shop or coming to your, of course, physical business to make an order, the customer can make that order electronically. The customer can just pick up a phone and put a call across to your office desk and make that order. That customer has made use of technology, because that means you must have provided a phone number. You must have put somebody behind the desk to pick up the phone. Handling of task. The customer does not need to walk into your store. Managing data. Akim will talk more on managing data. Organization has got different data that are being stored in their repository for different purposes. For this data to be properly managed, because often at times it has been identified in recent times that data is now another form of crude, that if you are able to harness properly, you can understand the trends, you can understand the patterns of how your customer behave. I tell people, one of the reasons why I watch reality TV programs is because I want to understand how the human mind, either you like it or not, if you can understand human to a great extent, you have made wealth for yourself. I've not really studied about Quran to a large extent, but at least I'm a Christian and I know Bible, and I'm sure the story of creation is the same in Bible and in Quran, if I'm not mistaken. God make a reference on what you can see. What you can see. So when we talk about information technology, handling of task can be done by the use of computer. Managing data can be done with the use of computer. Communication can be done with the use of computer. Look at the project I told you about. The bank was ready to invest millions of dollars, millions of pounds rather, don't mind me, millions of pounds in order to get this project done. And what is the project all about? Communication. We want to reduce the number of paper that we are sending to our customer. We want to digitalize the process. You can hear my friend Jeff telling you that he is a digital business analyst. They want to automate process. There are some processes that can be automated. A friend of mine sent me a form yesterday night to fill. Before now, I may need to print out that form. I will fill it with my hand, and I will probably scan the form back. I will send to him. But there is an autofill technology. I don't even need to print the form. There is an autofill. All I just need to do is to fill the form online, and I will send it back. Even sign online, and you will send it back. This is a form of automating process. Imagine, how I wish those that I discuss process modeling with are on this call today would have been very brilliant. Maybe they would have picked one or two things. How I wish you can understand what it means to carry out a task. Because I was telling them, for those of you that will buy the BA course, we are going to be learning about how to model a process. And we will discover that when there is a task, there are steps to each task. The clerk that is picking up an order, there are other things involved in picking up that order. That picking up of order is an ambiguous word because there are some steps involved in picking up the order. So technology can be used to automate a process. Now, all these things that we have said, it can be done in any business. It can be done in schools, even in your house. Technology can be of great help. For example, you have got your fridge, you have got your freezer to store probably food. That is with the help of technology. Imagine you want to cook on a daily basis, the stress that you will go through. But for some of us, you can cook and you have 2 weeks food stored in your fridge or stored in your freezer. And at intervals, when you need it, all you just need to go is to open the freezer and pick out the food that had been frozen. Now, the question is, how do you defrost that food? Technology also gave us microwave. So with microwave now, I can put that food into the microwave and I can get that food defrosted. And I can then dish it and I can eat. Technology. So technology can be leveraged or, of course, can be made use of both in business, in school, and in the house or in your homes. I hope I'm helping you to pick up insights into what information technology is all about. And that is why organizations are investing millions in projects in order for them to integrate technology into their business. We don't want Amazon, I keep saying it, God bless Jeff, he understands business. The customer care of Amazon, the best in the whole world. You call them, they are ready to solve your problem even before you ask. Now, what am I trying to say? You are not going to their office to meet with them. You are doing this via the phone, guys. It is just a communication via the phone. Once you are able to reach through, and of course, it doesn't even take time to get through. So you want to ask yourself, how many customer care correspondents do they have to take care of process, technology? Before now, I remember when Facebook was first introduced, I think maybe the technology that was close to Facebook that we had before the introduction of Facebook should be to go. And look at when Facebook came about. We are now able to share our picture. Not only can you share the picture, friends can like the picture, friends can comment on the picture. A lot of things that you can do, you know, with the introduction of Facebook. Now, let me ask you, before that Facebook was being introduced, there is something that allows you from anywhere you are to access that application called Facebook. And we are going to be learning about some of these things. Because for you sitting in your house to access that Facebook, there is a device. Apart from your computer, there are other things that are embedded. For example, like your internet. If you don't have internet, can you access all these things? They make up the electronic device that we are talking about. So in order for businesses to carry out their business effectively and efficiently, if you buy the course, when it comes to BA, of course, I've not even gotten into BA, I'm just trying to explain to you what IT is. If you can understand this first slide, we can wrap up for today. Because you will now begin to see, oh, these are the opportunities. These are the opportunities. These are the opportunities. All I just need to do is to key into all these opportunities that I've been able to identify. Information technology. There is nothing that is being done now that technology is not being integrated. You know, just cast your mind before, probably maybe 10 years before now. There is no wristwatch that will monitor your heartbeat. You know, till tomorrow, I still think about it that, man, people can think, what am I doing with my brain? Someone sat down and thought it through. It is not just to have the wristwatch. Let's add other functionality to that wristwatch. Let's now have the wristwatch. Let's add the functionality of monitoring of heartbeats to the wristwatch. And then they added it. I remember when I picked up a job, there was a project that we were to pick up. The business analyst that was leaving, that did, of course, the handing over to me, he said, the project is not possible. I looked at him, I laughed. I said, okay, because of course it's possible. There is a place of what we call feasibility study, you know. And I'm asking myself, why did he say it's not possible? He didn't communicate to me. And if you hear me talk, I will always give you business analysis terms that tends to go with it, because I'm a business analyst. And if I'm telling you that I'm a business analyst and I'm not able to show you how knowledgeable I am, then you don't even need to stay with me, because I may not be able to share the knowledge, you know, with you at the end of the day. I was trying to share a story with you. Okay, he said it's not feasible. He said the project is not feasible. But do you know what? We were able to implement the project successfully. I may not be able to go into details now because of our time. I have a lot of things, you know, to communicate to you. But technology, just to give customer a receipt, as simple as a receipt is, because if a customer walks into your store, let's assume that you are selling, maybe you are selling, let me say you are selling, what can you be selling? You are selling, what can you sell? You are selling kitchen utensils, for example, and you have a store. A customer will walk into your store. The customer, of course, will pick whatever item he or she wants, and the customer will make payment. Probably you even go through your book in the olden days to check the price of that item, or you must have used paper to write the price on it. You label the price on the item. But technology has gone so, you know, so wild that all you just need now is a barcode. Maybe Akim will teach you all that using Excel. And for you to do this barcode is just some simple entry on your Excel, and you have barcodes for the item. You put the barcode on the item. When a customer comes to your desk, you don't even need to ask the customer, or you don't even need to check paper. You just pick up a scanner, you scan that barcode, and you automatically get the price of the item. Technology. Now, let's cast your mind back to when they give receipts. Of course, you go into the shop, you buy the item, they give you the receipts. But now that customers no longer come to the store, how do we issue them a receipt for the item? You need to issue the customer a receipt. Technology. You have to generate the receipt, then you have to send the receipt via an electronic medium to the customer. I'm not saying that it is only via electronic medium that you can do this thing. Of course, there are some of these things that we are still doing manually. But I'm just helping you to identify. I'm opportune to, of course, I used to have these sessions with teenagers. And I used to have this, I'll call him an older colleague. He always tell me, oh, Ben, they should come with their Bible. I'll be like, yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you that you should not keep encouraging them, but either you like it or not, the universe has gone past whatever it is that you are saying now. The Bible is on their mobile phone. As a matter of fact, they have 50 different versions. They can only bring one version in form of the book itself. But on their mobile phone, they can have 50. They can even have more. So we should rather encourage them to make use of the Bible, not to carry the physical one. No, you have it on their phone. Technology has gone so far and wide. And I'm just helping you to understand why organizations are involved in projects. Because either you like it or not. Okay, I remember what I wanted to share the other time. If you buy the course, there's what we call Porter 5 Forces. Porter 5 Forces is a theory given by Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter said that for every business, there are 5 threats that every business is faced with. Don't stress yourself with all these things. You will learn them at due time, and you will have a very good knowledge of it. Porter said that there are 5 forces that every business is faced with. And what is one of the threats? One of the threats is that you have got a close competition. Threat of close competition. We have got different threats. Threat of supplier, threat of buyer, threat of close substitute, threat of competitors, threat of new entrants. Those are the 5 threats that Porter had been able to identify. The question is, what business are you into? How effectively and efficiently is the other business doing more than yourself? Because you want to put yourself in a position where, if not higher than that other organization, you are at par. So that when customer needs to make a choice, they make a difficult choice. You don't make the choice easier for them. Why will a student not choose ABC Consult and go and choose another academy? That is because you have not tested ABC Consults. We don't joke here. We deliver the lecture. We make you into whatever it is that you want to become. So organizations tend to identify what are the technology that my competitor is using. So I can also implement that technology into my business, because at the end of the day, we want to offer value to customer. Value being delivered to customer is the most important thing. Okay, for example, it's taking me 10 months to understand what BA is. And there's another academy that can teach me this, of course, with the way they have put their structure in place, in 12 weeks. Not only will I have a very good knowledge, I will have the opportunity of being a part of a life project. There is also an opportunity of being a lifetime member. Why will I not join that academy and I'll go and join the other one where once it is my 3 months, they're asking me to leave? Because that is value that you are talking about. And these are customers that you are talking about. So if you are a customer and you see these 2 academy, oh, there is one that will give you the lecture brilliantly in 3 months and offer you a lifetime membership. There's another that, of course, in the 3 months, due to the report that you have read, you are not able to you have not even started, even after the end of the 3 months. And even after then, they are still asking you to pay some money to stay in the academy. If you are to make a choice, I know the one you will go for. The same thing happens to organization. They look at their customer and they want to identify what are the problems faced with this customer. How can we offer a better service? How can we offer a better product to the customer? I'm still explaining information technology. Let me run quickly. When you talk about IT, there are core components of information technology. There are things that we identify as hardware. There are things that are identified as software. The hardwares are the one that you can see with your eyes. I can see my router, internet router. I can see my laptop. Whatever it is that you can see with your physical eyes. I can see the keyboard. I can see the storage device. Before now, and maybe that's talking about another type of project that organization venture into. It's called data migration projects. Before now, organization has got this house. It's called data house, where you have lot of, let me use the word, lot of CPU. Let me use CPU because I know you can easily understand that. They have a lot of CPUs where they store their customer data. You can see that with your physical eyes. But technology has gone so big now that you don't even need that anymore as an organization because it is very difficult to manage. At one point, it was needed, but it got to a time where businesses now begin to see that it is very difficult to manage, especially if you want to scale up. And if you have got probably a seasonal product, that a lot of things around scalability. I'm not even going to go into cloud computing now. Now, because of that, some set of people like Jeff Bezos, he identified that opportunity that, oh, okay, there's an opening here. Because if you come to this class and your mind can open, you can carry out an investment, you can think of something, then I've been able to add value to you. Don't just come to this class and remain the same and go. No, that's not what we do here. He thought of it is like, if organizations are now struggling with their data house that they are building, why? I have the money, I have access to the resources. Why can't we build data centers and we rent it out to business and invested into it? And that is what today has become AWS cloud service. Now, instead of an organization, maybe for example, now your own business now, instead of you having a data house where you will be storing your customer data, you don't need that anymore. All you need to do is to subscribe to AWS. I remember the first time I used to hear about cloud computing, I used to think that is in the cloud. Excuse me. I used to think that is in the cloud, but no, it's not. Just that they have got it on sites where they don't want anybody to easily have access to. It's also on land, but just that it is built in such a capacity that, of course, it's so big, more than what you can imagine. You can go on Google and go and search AWS probably environment. You will see it. So it's a type of project, hardware, things that you can see with your physical eyes. So the CPU that they were putting in their data house, they can see it with their physical eyes. When we talk about softwares, because these are core components of what makes up information technology, we have the hardware, we have the hardware part, the hardware component, things that you can see, and then we have the software component. For example, some of you are joining this call with your mobile phone, some of you are joining the call with your laptop. Your phone is an hardware, your laptop is an hardware, but there is also a part that is called a software. Now, you need to download Google Zoom on your phone or on your laptop for you to have access to this meeting. That Zoom that you downloaded is an application, is a software. So these are the core components of IT. So when we talk about resources, you are going to get there. When we talk about, for those of you that are knowledgeable, when you talk about Oscar, for example, and we are talking about resources available, then you can begin to open your mind. Hardware resources, software resources. So when we talk about software, the application, programs that run on computers that enable you to now carry out this task, they are what is identified as a software. For example, imagine you don't have an operating system on your laptop. Your laptop is as good as nothing. Imagine you having an operating system now, and you don't have a Microsoft Office on your laptop. There are limited things that you can do on that particular laptop. Software, it is now the program or the application that runs on your computer, that runs on your mobile phone, that helps you to carry out the task. Now, we have another part that we call the network. The other time I talk about internet, and maybe Green will say some things about, of course, this when he's giving introduction into cybersecurity. Networks has got to do with systems that now help this computer to get connected. Imagine I'm here in London and you are scattered, across different places. But we are here on this call. We are able to have this conversation. If we switch on our video, we can all see each other just at a go. There is also an additional component that made that possible. That is what is called the network. This includes the internet, the local area network, even the Wi-Fi that you are using. And at the end of the day, another component of information technology is data. And that is what Benjamin was trying to explain to us, that when you talk about data, you must talk about, of course, extracting the data, because that is where the whole journey comes from. If you don't extract the data, then there's nothing you are doing, because the data must firstly be extracted. So it is an information processed. So when we talk about the process of that information, that is where we now have, of course, extracting the data, cleaning the data. Of course, you may not even clean. You can just extract. You can then probably maybe store. But at the end of the day, if you want to properly look at that data, then there may be a need for you to clean the data. Then there is going to be a need for you to analyze the data. Akim will say more on all that. And you can then visualize that data, because it is only when you have analyzed the data that you can visualize it. And a data that is dirty cannot be properly analyzed because it will keep giving you rubbish answer. Akim will say a lot on that. And I'll just move on quickly because of my time. What are the key areas of information technology? And this is where you begin to see the opportunity. So if you still want your friend to join, probably the session is far gone, you are, of course, asking yourself, can I still invite this fellow? Why not? Please send the link to them. Let them join the session. And of course, they will also have access to the recording. So key areas of information technology. But before I go into key areas of information technology, let me allow you to ask questions. I think I've been talking for quite some time now. Yeah, it's lecture based. It's a tester session, but it's lecture based. Any question? Any question? What I've said so far, I've spoken on what is technology. I've been able to share with you core component of IT. Any question before I move ahead? Any question? Any question? Quickly. You don't have any question? Shay, do you have any question or contribution? Temisore, do you have any question? Taiwo, do you have any question? Any question from you guys? Wow, everyone is quiet. Are you sure you are with me on this call, or is my network that bad that you can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
Loud and clear.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tessie. So it's only Tessie that can see my screen and that can hear me.
We can hear you, we can see your screen, and your explanation for information technology has been well elaborate. So maybe that's why you're not getting any question.
Yeah, I can hear you and see on the screen, and I know most of what you just spoke about because I work in IT.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And for those of us that just joined, that have not introduced ourselves, don't worry, I'm coming back there. And of course, we'll do justice to that. So, yeah, key areas of information technology. So when you talk about information technology, and this is where we're now going to split it now. You will now see where cybersecurity sits. You will see where your BA sits. You will see where you are sitting as a data analyst. You will see where the software engineers, where they are seated, where the testers are seated, where the project management officers are seated, where the scrum masters are seated, where if it's the waterfall environment, the project managers are seated. Because they have got a role. All these people that I've mentioned, they have got a role in information technology. When we talk about information technology, we already identify the components. We already identify what information technology is all about. We already identify how it is of good use to a business, how it is of use to a school, and how it is of use to even our various homes. Now, what are the key areas of information technology? And I'm going to start with software development, because we already said one of the core components of IT is software. Now, how can this software be developed? For example, how can Zoom as an application, because as a business owner, we've got 2 projects now, 2 live projects. It's not even 2, we've got about 3 live projects that we are working on, but it's 2 at the moment, and we are planning to add 1. I just spoke with the business owner this morning. And one of the business is talking about building a website for an e-commerce, of course, e-commerce business. And you will agree with me, the business does not have physical location, so the business point of contact is going to be the website. So either you like it or not, that website needs to be developed so that this business can get in touch with their customers, and the customers as well can make order from this business, because of course they are into a business. So the customer can reach out to them to make an order. The business also can get in touch with the customers. So there's a need for this website to be developed. So this website is seen as a software. How can this website be developed? That's one part of it. The banking industry, some years ago, You need to walk into the bank for you to carry out banking transactions like withdrawing of money, paying money into your bank account, some other stuffs, probably reaching out to the customer care. You need to walk into the bank to get it done. But the banking sector looked at it, and technology was introduced into the business. And as a matter of fact, it led to the development of a mobile banking app. So the bank can now develop an application that is called their banking app that their customers can download on their phone and carry out banking activities easily. Software development. That banking app is a software. And there was a need to develop it. Because as a matter of fact, at that point, the bank was faced with that problem. Oh, how can we develop a device, or how can we develop an application, if you ask me, that our customers can use to carry out this banking activity? At the time, it was a need. And the software was developed. And now you can easily go on your iOS or on your Google App Store and download all these applications. For other application that other business that probably they don't want a website, they want an application as well. The same thing applies, it's applicable. So it now become a need for every business, either you like it or not, to have this software being developed. Now, even when the software is developed, that's where the oil comes from. It doesn't mean that when that software was developed, all the needs were met as far as that application is concerned. What am I trying to say? So what I'm trying to say is that it's possible that after they have developed the application, there are still features, there are still new things that they want to add on the application. But the application has been developed, then how do they go about it? These are areas where you keep making money. Because there is always a need for the bank or for that business into e-commerce who needs a website, or for a business who has come up with a web application to either at one point or another add some features on their application or on their website, or even delete some features. Why? Because they want to offer best service to their customers. In some cases, it is even new applications that is being developed. Maybe, for example, for a department in the organization, like for example, I've been working on a project for the past couple of years now, for over 3 years, and we have been deploying gradually to all the European countries for our organization. And this is an application that will be made use of by the sales department and by our customers, because we are migrating some customers, and also the sales department will make use of this application. So it is not an application that is solely probably for customers alone. Some applications are even developed for staffs working in your organization. Why? So that they can carry out their task effectively and efficiently. So key areas of technology, software development. I hope I'm opening your mind. You can now see how all these things has come into being. Either you like it or not, there will always be a need for organization to improve on whatever it is that they are doing. That can lead to maybe developing a new application or even adding new features to their existing application. New business are springing up. They need to develop application. They need to build websites. All these are there. Then we have the place of cybersecurity. Maybe by the time Green comes on board, I'm sure he's going to explain this better to yourself. There are some people that are just interested in killing your business because you are a threat to them, either you like it or not. And that is why you want to secure your environment. It's just like you are living in a house now. You want to ensure that your house is secure. You have got a camera, you have got a security, your house is secure. How much more your business environment? How much more the data in your organization? You want to ensure that they are secured because they can be prone to threats. And that is where cybersecurity comes into play. All this data that you have stored, your network, it can be attacked. Cybersecurity. We have data management. That is where Akim will also come in. So in order to manage, for example, you have joined the call. I'm going to send out a form now. We're going to get your name, we're going to get your email address and other information. Why are we getting that? So that we can offer you, an efficient service. In order to manage that data, there is a lot that is embedded in it. And that is why there is a field called data. And that data must be properly managed. So do you want to become a data analyst? Do you want to become a data administrator, a data scientist? And then we have the issue of networking that has got to do with designing and maintaining networks. Maybe I think this also cut across cybersecurity, and Green will do justice to that. What are the common IT applications? I've already mentioned some of these things. Your banking app is an example, it's an application. Either you like it or not. I'm sure some of you have WhatsApp, is an application. Somebody sat down somewhere someday and thought about it and put some developers together, put a team together, and they developed the app. And everybody is using it all over the world. Somebody sat down someday, think of TikTok and whatever features they wanted to add to it, and put some developers together, and they're able to get it done. And it took over everywhere. If I'm just opening your mind now to opportunities, is enough. The same thing with businesses. There are different applications. We have the CRM, customer relationship management. Sometimes ago, if you call the customer care, they will ask for your name, they will ask for your something, and they will tell you to hold on. You can be on that call for 20 minutes. The customer care representative will try to call the particular department that you are trying to reach so that they can validate some of your information, so that they can, but now it is no longer that. Organization now has got a central-based system. Either you are a customer care, you are in sales, so you are in whatever department you are, you can easily see the customer information and whatever business the customer is doing with the organization, although in respect to whatever it is that you are permitted to see, because that is also part of it. But we are going to be learning about this even as we continue. So there is a customer relationship management system that is being used to enhance the relationship of customer. So if I call a customer care now, what they are just asking is your name, probably your postcode, your date of birth. And before you know it, they have all the information in front of them. And then you can continue with your query. It was not like that sometimes ago. Enterprise resource planning software. These are different softwares that businesses can make use of. And then even in education, I've got some couple of colleagues working for university. They have got different applications that the university are even leveraging in order to carry out their services efficiently. Digital classrooms. You don't even need to go to class anymore. Maybe talk of Zoom. They even have other applications that they are using as well, even to monitor the student's grade, to do all that. Healthcare. The healthcare in itself is also a very good department or a sector that, of course, has embraced technology, whether you like it or not. I was reading somewhere, doctors can now carry out operation from maybe sitting in Korea, and they will carry out an operation here in the UK. All they just need is the use of robotics. These things are happening live. So the doctor is in Korea and is doing an operation here in the UK. Technology. When I mean operation, I mean real operation, where they are cutting people, and at the end of the day, everything will be done, I'm sure those of you that are in healthcare, you understand what I'm trying to say. Even to manage probably some of the patient and all that, technology has been embraced. And when you talk about communication, that's also another tech sector where technology, is growing and keeps growing. So all these sectors are areas where you can find yourself, because these are common IT applications that are being developed, either we like it or not. And that will lead us to why we are here. Because at ABC Consult, we help you to become a business analyst, a data analyst, and a cybersecurity professional.